So with 2 episodes left to go of The Great Jahy, it's very clear how they want to end the first of probably, maybe even the only season of the show, given that I'm pretty close to being caught up with the source material. It seems that Jahy has really reached her biggest turning point in that she wants to be honest, she wants to have friends, she doesn't want to have underlings, she doesn't want to lie to Druji anymore, and whatever this spirit entity is that is trying to collect crystals very much seems to have, a misunderstanding of what's going on. It's very much clear that monocrystals, they have calamity attached to them, and based on everything that we're seeing, it feels like we're building up to a point that either next week or the week after, whatever the spirit is, whether it's a split off of the Demon Lord, whether it's a sibling, just one on the righteous path, one on potentially the evil path, whatever it is, it feels like the battle probably will be very similar to what we got with Saul in this episode, where it's not going to be an actual battle per se, but more so a misunderstanding that will either lead to a retreat or potentially what I'm hoping, a kind of conversation to figure out what the hell's going on. Because originally, collecting the monocrystals to restore the Dark Realm, that's an evil thing on paper, and based on how Jahy used to behave, it's very clear why someone would give magical powers to a magical girl or someone with very low confidence to collect those crystals and prevent more destruction from happening. And while Jahy has still continued to try to collect those to restore it, at this point, she's more interested in making sure Kokoro isn't mad at her than she is at restoring the Dark Realm. It is definitely something on her mind, like what's going on with this spirit. I love how they actually tied back to that random noise in the apartment next to her. I thought that was just going to be a random gag that we don't hear more of. I remember a lot of people thought it was the Dark Lord herself, the Demon Lord, because who else could it be? And then we get this episode with the whole ghost idea that people apparently get offered, do you want power? And when you accept it, your spirit is just gone. You're someone completely different. It definitely seems like a misunderstanding that's not actually a ghost. It's probably very similar to what happened with Sawa, where she gets this kind of bluish white kind of new outfit when she's using her abilities. And maybe because of flying in these unnatural human elements, people perceive it as a ghost or something like that. But it's interesting because based on what we can see with this spirit, it's not doing anything out of malice. It's mostly saying, do you want power? And if so, destroy and collect monocrystals. We hear from Saul in this episode that immediately after getting this ability, she was able to sense where the crystals were at. So very much it seems more of collect them and destroy the crystals so calamity doesn't happen to humanity. And if we look at how the show started out and Jahy's original behavior, it's no surprise that people want to, stop other people from collecting it and harnessing that power for evil deeds. So it seems like a big misunderstanding, and I'm curious to see because we've never seen Jahy in the way that she's currently at, especially with being honest with Druji. Usually she would just go along with whatever BS she came up with. Oh, you came out here to lure the creature itself. You can probably defeat it all by yourself. No, she very much is I need your help. And we saw there was no pushback. There was no, this isn't the Jahy I know. She was happy. She was really, really happy that her great master actually wanted her to work with her. And I've said it for some time, and I did see some pushback against this idea, which I do get given Druji seemingly for a long time was oh, she's not the one I remember, so she might not follow her if she realizes that she became a nice person. But after the past couple episodes, it's clear that Druji has also changed as well. And she realizes that no matter where she goes, the demon realm will always be there because of Jahy. So the idea of her becoming a nice person, I don't think is an issue anymore. And the fact that they're going to team up to try to take it down, probably some big misunderstanding, there'll be a conversation, then episode 20 might just be kind of a farewell episode where we see how all the characters and how far they've come. I mean, the fact that even in this episode, Sawa got to fully announce who she was, and the fact that Jahy, despite not knowing at first, feels accomplished that she now knows her true name, even though, everything that she's done in this anime up to this point has been kind of for nothing. Though I love the scene where they're building up, you get this dramatic stab. It's kind of like the typical shonen action scene. Oh no, the main character is stabbed, it's a life-threatening. No, it's almost just tickling. I almost felt like the sword is just there to banish evil, and because Jahy's not an evil person anymore, there's nothing that the sword can do to her, so she kind of just is oh yeah, it doesn't really feel like anything. And then she starts trying to play it up because she felt bad, oh no, it actually is just because I'm so powerful, and in return it just forced her to flee. Just some really great stuff across the board, but the Kokoro stuff was probably one of my favorite points, if I'm being honest, because she's always been one of my favorite additions. Not an abused character in terms of always being used to the point that you just don't care if she's on screen. You're always wishing you can see more of her, And I really wasn't sure like what the theme of that was going to be, because really Jahy hasn't done anything overly evil or bad in recent memory. So I was like, why is she running away from her? And the idea that she just, she was sick and she didn't want to give it to Jahy was just such a great moment, because from her not like poking fun at Salwa, trying to make her feel better because, she's like, I don't really know who you are. And then realizing that because she's not being hurt by the sword, she's trying to play it up to make her feel good. Feeling bad about hurting her best friend to then, just actually being honest with Druji and feeling like a human, no longer this evil character who wants to abuse the underlings. She wants friends. She wants family. And I think the last couple episodes are going to leave us off with a giant grin on our face. Like, I'd love a season 2, don't get me wrong, but hearing that they're pretty close to being caught up to the source material, based on what we're seeing for the last 5 episodes here in terms of setting up an end story, even though there's clearly going to be more stories you can tell with these cast of characters, you can also see a great stopping point for a one-season anime should they never get more. And I think that's something you don't get to see too often, but when you do, it's something worth praising. Honestly, if next week comes around, episode 19 drops in, and there's no battle whatsoever, it's a giant misunderstanding, I'm gonna be okay with it, because we've seen how conversations in the show go. They're both hilarious, wholesome, and usually are a big misunderstanding. But if we do get something pretty action-packed, we've seen a taste of what action can look like in the show. I mean, just look at the first Magical Girl fight when they really started fighting. Ultimately, they ended up as kind of friends / I don't know really what you are to me, but I kind of feel bad for you. There was legit animation to that, so I am fully convinced that they can go in and deliver something very full of spectacle should they need to. But at the same time, the show has proven that it's kind of more than meets the eye. I've never thought I'd love the show as much as I do, especially I never thought I would say it's one of my favorite anime of this year. And that really is an exaggeration. Like, whenever I get around to probably making a video talking about my favorite things of the year, Jahy's gonna be in that list. Like, even though I'm gonna try to make it a shorter video than I usually do, just, maybe like 10 or 12 picks over the past year. Like, this show it hits different. It really knows how to make the characters feel more than just the anime design they appear to be at face value. And they all have, you couldn't see the show working without one of them being removed. Like, if you were to remove Druji, were you to remove Kokoro, the manager, the landlady, it would feel a lot more empty. They started out small with a good supporting cast and gradually increased it. And really, I think episodes like these that really touch upon so many different characters that we've come to know and love, it really would have felt a lot more empty had we not had all these varying opinions and beliefs. And I really like the idea of the karma theory of this show, is do good things happen, do bad things, and bad things happen. And really, most of the characters are damn good at this point. It'll be interesting to see how they're gonna wrap it all up in a couple of weeks, but of course, as always, you know me, I leave an episode of Great Jahy feeling fulfilled, feeling happy, feeling wholesome, feeling really good about the future of this series. And honestly, this will be a show I'm going to be recommending for many years to come, no joke. But let me know your thoughts and feelings, theories, if you have any on episode 19. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new around here. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.